The role of a woman in the society is to submit. Birth control are the pills of the devil. Education is so fundamental to the development of a people. Hang murderers. Simple as that. What am I voting for? Voting will change nothing.
Tout le monde haïtien, como ye. God save the Queen.
Broadcasting live from ILTV studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. Welcome to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. I'm a Justice of the Peace here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And of course, I'm a member of the local Catholic Church Christian community. I welcome everybody who has tuned in to Freedom March. Call a friend, let them know Freedom March is on air. Well, I'll read a little scripture because in times of crisis, one must have faith. And I'm a man who is facing new crisis, and so I have to turn to my faith. May your favor, O Lord, be upon us, and may you give success to the work of our hands. O God, creator of all things, who have commanded the human race to bear the burden of labor, grant that the work we are beginning may bring progress in this life, and by your favor advance the spread of the kingdom of Christ, who lives and reigns with you in the unity of the Holy Spirit, one God, forever and ever. Amen. Well, folks, it's a new day, and there are continuous challenges to our people, economic challenges, political challenges, and political skullduggery. So today, I'm going to look at a number of topics. I'm going to tell you how the Prime Minister has flip-flopped on capital punishment at a time when there are all kinds of reports of Negroes shooting. You may not have heard it, but according to a Negro source, last night, at least 3 Negro citizens were shot. The last time I checked, there were reports that they were in hospital. I'm also faced with a medical question from a Negro lady. She has serious heart conditions, and she is one of the people there. And you know, it is the people's time. Everybody has heard how I have continuously bragged that the current Minister of Health, Dr. the Honorable Dwayne Sands, is my doctor, and what a good doctor he is. I'm now faced with the cry of a Negro woman who has been begging all day. May I have that private cell number to Dr. Dwayne Sands? And I told her, let me ponder. And today, I intend to just give it out. Dr. Dwayne Sands, a Negro woman in need of a good surgeon. And you are perhaps one of the best heart surgeons in the country. Oh, Dr. Sands, it's the people's time. Do it for the Negro woman. She's poor and she is facing serious health crisis. This is Freedom March. I have on my red shirt and I'm about to declare fire today. Be right back after the break.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV, well, channel 224, Flow TV 112. And if you were to go to ILTV Studios Facebook page, you will see us streaming live. In addition to that, I am sharing the page on my Facebook page, Rodney Monker. So please go and watch the show. Well, today I have received reports from Step Street in Fox Hill. I was told that there was a major immigration operation and my people, the Haitian people, had to run, many of whom to avoid arrest and possibly incarceration at the detention center, Carmichael Road. And so a Negro source who visited told me it was a sight to behold, as many young men of Haitian descent and obviously Haitian nationals ran in fear of arrest, detention, and deportation. Well, today, the Tribune has a very interesting story in which noted attorney at law Fred Smith QC is comforting a Negro Bahamian woman of Haitian descent who is concerned about her brother. And the Tribune headline says, as it relates to this particular story, and I shall show you it, there it is, and there is Fred Smith. Fred Smith is that fair-skinned Haitian Bahamian, and then of course the Negro lady is a Bahamian of Haitian descent. And the caption is, Côté frère moi. Where's my brother? Côté frère moi. And Fred Smith is extremely upset over it. And he has sent out signals. And since the Haitian people are my people, I've heard his signal. And I move expeditiously to go to his Nassau law firm with a view to tracking him down. And then, of course, I remember that I had a special number to reach him. And I called Fred Smith. And it was interesting that he answered immediately. And recognizing that the F&M are listening to phone calls, I said to him, brother me, frère moi, talk with me in a language which is strange. Parlez avec moi na langue étrange. And he and I parley. And at one point, his parleying, meaning his speaking, his Haitian Creole was so pure that I had to say to him, frère moi, brother me, m'a pas comprend les ou parler comme ça. I cannot understand everything that you are saying when you talk like that. Because, and so I said to him, I need you to come on Freedom March. You've been on all them total Bahamian show. And my God, can you not come to a show of a Bahamian man who has Haitian blood? And he said to me, he is in the Supreme Court tomorrow. And by grab, if it is possible, he's going to come and join me. And I said to him, listen, I need you. I need you to come here. I need you to tell me what is taking place and how we can correct it. For I know, I know, he is disappointed in the Free National Movement after getting all that kind of money, Fred Smith has spent to get the F&M elected. By grab, a deal is a deal. You can't take the man money. The F&M is like a person who takes a man money. And when the man put question to the person began to act up. And that is why it is always dangerous whether or not you are male or female, to take man money. Because when man put question and you don't want to answer, some man may walk away, but other men may, batai no, beat you. And so I need to bring peace between Fred Smith. And Fred know all kind of things. Because one of the first questions that I would like to ask him is simply this: Fred, my God, all that money, how much did you spend on the F&M? And when you spend that money, what did you expect in return? Do you not know that our party has been corrupted by its very foundation? Because the leadership, it flips and flops. They tell you one thing to get your vote, and when they get elected, it's like Billy Goat. But I don't know. So I'm going to say something secret to Fred Smith. And I call on every person here in the Bahamas, if you have 1 ounce of Haitian blood, you're not to tell the leadership of the party what I'm saying. You leave it to me. I'll tell it to them. Oh, Fred Smith, ou se frère moi, ou campé pour tout moun haïtien. And là ou gen problem. And c'est pas pour si pour nous, pour négocier et ak mettre là responsable pour leadership F&M, ou connaît aller la côte là. Allez na côte là. Allez na côte là. Parce que m'a connaît garçon qui ou pas joindre, il pas answer. Il pas answer. Anyway, I just had to go off in that one. I hope Fred understand my bad Creole. But Fred is so good at Creole. And Fred, ma pa beswen nou pour mette boka. I had to remind him, no obia, just go to court. So this is powerful, and I hope to have Fred here so I can have fun with him. I'd like to talk to him about Save the Bay. I'd like to talk to him as to whether or not Save the Bay got any more money. Because listen, all they had is money, and they spent it so well on the F&M. And in these times, I could use a couple of Save the Bay dollars. So it's powerful. Fred is coming, and I find it extremely amusing because there's all kinds of things I want to talk to him about. I'd like to ask him about Michael Pintard. I'd like to ask him about whether or not he still have the secret number to the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights. I'd also like to find out from him why they send Luby Georges to Russia and whether or not Russia and human rights are compatible. I just want to find out because I think these things are powerful and I need to know it. So I just thought I'll tell you that, okay? Now to the Immigration Department. Listen, when you arrest my people, the Haitian people, you must take them to court, okay? You take them to court, and those who are able to prove status, I want you to release them, okay? I want you to release them. Because, don't forget, the majority of the population in this country who are Negroes are Haitian. And don't mind many of these Bahamians who are telling you that they are Bahamians. Yes, they are Bahamians in accordance with the Nationality Act. But by grab, all they got is Haitian blood. I've been somewhere, and I got a shock of my life. Every Negro man who walked up to me, he said to me, Monka, use my people. And for a second, I wasn't too sure. So I said, you mean F&M or PLP? They said, no, man. This goes beyond politics. Monka. That's what they said to me. Monka. Mapare pumuri puno. Monke mapare pumuri puno. And what did he say? No! Ma pa besmen nou pou mouri pou moi. Ma besmen nou pou la vie pour moi. Mon cœur, I'm ready to die for you. And I said, no! I want you to live for me because we are all one people and we're going to clear up this mess one way or the other. But I was kind of flattered, you know. But praise the Lord, last night I had a wonderful under the moon dinner with decent Mrs. Loretta Butler Turner and her esteemed husband, Ed Turner. And when I arrived, man, if I knew that they would have prepared a table for me in the presence of my invisible enemies, I would have told them, come here at the studio on my birthday and prepare. I don't know what it was Loretta them cook. But listen, I ate. And then she said to me, listen, I know you don't drink. I said, tonight, after they firebomb my car, madam, just bring it and I shall drink. And listen, I couldn't believe that woman. I hope it's not a sin. Goodness me. Man, more champagne? Can you imagine that this lady start popping $400 bottle of champagne? And I said to her, if you pop it, I shall drink it. And listen, for the first time in my life that I've ever drank a $400 bottle of champagne, because I checked the price. And when she wasn't looking, you know what kind of man I am, I hid the empty bottle and I took it to my office because I couldn't believe it. And when I checked, $400. I didn't know champagne cost $400. My champagne, when I got married many, many years ago, I think it cost me like $2 a bottle. But let the record reflect that Loretta just poured champagne. Man, the champagne tastes so good. I got to be careful before I drink some more champagne. But it was wonderful. And I don't know what kind of food it was. You know, it was a kind of cute little food. And then at one point, I turned to her husband and I said, you ain't got no boiled green banana, eh? And Loretta said, not tonight. Listen, it was wonderful. And they had 2 interesting guests. But I had a wonderful time, and I was very concerned. I was very happy that she was concerned about the safety of myself and my wife. So we had a wonderful, wonderful time. Boy, isn't it amazing, eh? Drinking $400 bottle. I almost said something to her that my grandmother warned me. Mama told me a story about a man who used to bring his wife a pack of peanut every night. And one night, the wife said to the husband, honey, instead of buying me that pack of peanut, you should give me the $1. So the husband stopped buying her the peanut and bringing it home every night, and he kept his $1. I almost said to Loretta, listen, really think we should drink this $400 bottle of champagne? But something said to me, drink the champagne. And I drank champagne. Oh, I drank champagne. And it was wonderful champagne. And I don't know what the food is. But the piece of meat that she gave me, it was like it was from an unknown animal. Isn't that interesting? To eat a piece of meat from an unknown animal. Because in recent time, I'm tired of eating boiled fish. Everybody say, come go for boiled fish. So I get tired of eating boiled fish. And when Loretta told me to come to her house, I did say to her, listen, give me a strange piece of meat. I don't know what the meat was, but listen to me. It was delicious. It was delicious. And I had a wonderful, wonderful time. Goodness, Loretta, you got to send back for me because the champagne was good. And of course, the unknown piece of meat. Can you imagine a piece of meat that you cannot identify? I am uncertain as to what animal it came from. But listen to me, whatever that animal was, I want some more of it. It is powerful indeed. I had a good time. And I thank decent Loretta Butler Turner and her esteemed husband, Ed Turner. Oh, it was beautiful, wonderful, nice moon. Nice moon. I mean, the moon looked good. As I look at that moon, I wonder if women were having baby under that moon, because I'm told, it's not scientific, but I'm told from anecdotal research that woman who's having baby under a full moon, what a boit it is. Well, it was great. Goodness me. I had a wonderful time, wonderful time. I noticed my spiritual advisor has arrived, and so when we take the next adjournment, he shall be joining me. And all Loretta asked, she said, you didn't bring the spiritual advisor? I said, listen, no, I didn't bring the spiritual advisor because he's a top secret political meeting. And, you know, I don't know how the spiritual advisor would take it. And I got to make sure that the F&M doesn't know what you and I are talking. But my God, Loretta has put me in the right direction. Oh, Loretta, I thank you for giving me my first taste of a $400 bottle of champagne. Man, I didn't know champagne was that expensive. This is Freedom March. I'll be right back after the break.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV Studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker. Praise the Lord. My spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, is safe and sound.
Absolutely,
and is here.
Senator. What's happening?
Bradley, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you, Mr. Monker. All well?
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely.
Well, before you
Indeed.
came on, I was telling the nation of a wonderful get-together with decent Loretta Butler Turner and her most esteemed husband, Ed Turner.
Yeah, Edward B. Turner.
You would recall it was on the 20th of December, 2016, that Mrs. Loretta Butler recommended my appointment to the Senate when she wrote Her Excellency Dame Margaret Pinley. And it's now history.
So you've gone down in the annals of history.
But when she heard how they dropped that bomb, that fire bomb on me, she said I had to come instantly. It is interesting to note that in the course of the conversation, there was something on my mind that I wanted to say to her. But it was a little macabre. You follow? I really wanted to say, man, Loretta, give me a discount on a good casket. But I didn't want to say it because, you know, the food was good. There was lots of champagne. You know?
But listen, despite whatever it is you may have been going through, and will go through, speak life, man.
Indeed,
You know what I mean?
I shall.
Don't
But in the
forget-
midst of life,
Yes, there's death. We understand that.
Okay, my spiritual
but
advisor.
listen, we all place here on this earth for a purpose. And when that purpose has come to fulfillment, then it'll be God to deal with that. So don't be worried about no casket for now. We know we're all going to die. But let's speak life. Let's see how long we can live until our purpose is fulfilled.
oh, praise the Lord.
That
my
make any
spirit-
sense to you?
My spiritual advisor, you are perhaps one of the most intelligent Negro
You think so?
that I know.
But the people on the other side hate me, man. They don't like my politics.
Listen, tell them that too will pass.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, folks, the FNM is apparently debating some corruption bill. It is interesting to note that in the midst of their attempt to regulate law and order among the parliamentarians, right? It's very interesting that they have taken a sexual twist. I think I want to look at it because I always like to see what politicians says about sex and corruption, taking into consideration that I hold an ancient position that sex is really between young people who I would prefer to marry. So let's look at what the FNM has said, because it appears that they are continuing to pass the same law over and over. All right? And I have to remind them because it looks to me like nobody's remember. So let's look at a piece of Candia Dame's National Review. That's today's date. So I'm looking at the bottom of the paper, which talks about closer look. MPs to debate comprehensive anti-corruption bill. And then she takes out a beautiful quote from what she calls the Integrity Commission Bill. And so I'm going to read that. It says, a person commits an act of corruption if he, during the performance of his official duties, pursues a course of conduct with respect to another public officer which amounts to offensive sexual comments, gestures, or physical contact or other conduct of that kind, pursues a course of conduct by which he exploits his position or authority for his sexual gratification. So, it would appear, if I understand this provision, that if there are two civil servants or two politicians, and if one puts or commits an act during the performance of his official function, then that becomes a corrupt practice. Now, I don't see immediately what would be the penalty, because I've watched between the FNM and the PLP. They are constantly managing morality. I don't want to blame the FNM because I can't remember if it was the FNM and or if it was the PLP. But I want to take you down memory lane. You would recall that in 2002, Mr. Christie and the PLP defeated Mr. Ingram, in which Christie became the first prime minister after the defeat of Lyndon Oscar Pinley. So Lyndon and the PLP in 1992 and then again in 1997. But by 2002, the Bahamian people were fed up with Mr. Ingram and the FNM and booted them out in 2002. One of those parties, somehow I think it's the PLP, but I'm not sure. It might have been Mr. Ingram, because I knew one of the sins that Hubert Alexander, Ingram, and Perry Christie were victims of. They were hanging up with a bunch of women who came from the States, being influenced by what the foreigners were doing, and they were making it difficult for man to rap to woman. You didn't know how to rap no more, because rapping could be offensive. I was so happy that when they came up with these legislation, I've been married for years, and I didn't need to rap anymore. Okay? One of the things that they put in the law, they made it a criminal offense for a man to look at a woman. You heard me? They made it a criminal offense. But you know how y'all Negroes go? Y'all don't listen to debates, and y'all wouldn't get the bills and all the law and read it. I always am suspicious of my Negro leadership, and I always like to see how many of them attempt to play righteous and safe. So I go and check. And I got a shock of my life where I discovered for the first time it was against the law to look at a woman. But there was no provision in the law that applied equally to gender. If it's against the law to look at a woman equally, it should be against the law for me to look at a man. Why would you outlaw? The law says, it was a bill, it became the law. It says if you look at the woman, and when the woman look back, she can report you for sexual harassment. Only me knew how to fight it. I decided I'm going to fight it. So I went to see an eye doctor, and I said to him, doctor was glad to see me. He thought I came to bring him business. I said, no, I don't want you to test my eye. I have good sight. He said, well, how can I help you, Mr. Monker? A Conky Joe doctor. I said, listen, I need a big dark shades. He said, are you having problems with your eye? I said, no, doc, there's nothing wrong with my eye. I'm having problem with the law. Then he said, it's against the law to look at the woman. So I bought me a big shades, and everybody thought I was crazy. Say, yeah, see him? He's colorful. He's eccentric. And then I warned Darrell Miller. Went on a show to reveal it. Darrell started want to ridicule me. I said, Darrell, see the law here? And he suck his teeth. Tell me I misinterpret the law. And by grab, Darrell ran into one woman and took the woman home. Every night Darrell went to bed. The woman, who was not related to him, went to the back of the bed. And when it was over, I had to go to court and get Darrell Miller free. But he thought I was stupid. He thought I was stupid. He thought my interpretation was wrong. I said, Darrell, listen to me. It is a criminal offense to look at woman. Put on your dark shades. He told me how he was a serious man. Nobody can tell him what woman he can look at. Now, I didn't tell you a secret. I took the bill home one night. I didn't know my wife was looking at my bills, my law bills. Next thing I know, I walk into the house and I began to look at my wife. And you know what the woman said to me? She said, are you harassing me? So I said, well, what I say? She said, it has nothing to do with what you say. She said, you're looking at me. I said, woman, you are my wife. She said, you see this law here? She accused me of hiding the bill from her. And she said she won her rights. I said, now, woman, make up your mind. Either I look at you or I look at Sister Roll down the road. You hear me? The bill had infiltrated the sanctity of my marriage because the woman, for the first time, was about to show me how she knows the law as good as me. That's what the devil did. Then the next thing I know, Mr. Ingram come along. He said you could rape your wife. So I thought I hide the bill. Next thing I know, the woman said to me, you mean to tell me? You didn't tell me all these years that man can rape their wife. And I said, woman, don't do this to me. I had to rebuke her 3 times and ask her if she is safe. And I told her I was not sleeping in the same bedroom because I was afraid that CID would lock me up. Can you imagine it? Now ministers are coming back with the same old stupidness. Huh? Well, tomorrow I'm going to go back to see the eye doctor. I'm going to get my big shades and I'm going to wear it all over Nassau. Because now you hardly could put question. You hardly could put question to the woman. I had to rebuke Mr. Ingram when they say that you could rape. And I told them, and I shall continue to tell them, a decent Christian man cannot commit rape upon his decent Christian wife. And rape is for single people because they have no right to have sex. I ain't listening to them. And I'm so happy that they're coming up with these bunch of nonsense law at a time when I'm old. And do believe that good thing should be for young people. My spiritual advisor, am I on the wrong track?
No, you're on the right track. You know, what is interesting, Mr. Monka, is that even Jesus did not condemn the direct looking at a female, but he qualified it. Right?
What did he say?
Here's what Jesus says. Jesus says, if any man looks at a woman to lust after her, has committed a sin. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So in your looking, boy, I tell you, it's almost like a thin line now modern day, because there are times when you're out somewhere and the woman looks beautiful. She looks nice.
Okay.
There's some women who come into the office and they wear some nice, beautiful dress, and you're like, hey, you look beautiful today. But
that
seem
is
as if
now sexual harassment.
I don't know how that could be sexual harassment, because if you compliment a woman, how does complimenting a woman now end up to sexual harassment? I just don't understand it.
Looking at the woman is sexual harassment.
The qualification is if you lust after her,
Are you saying to me?
then you commit adultery.
You remember
or
we
some
saw
sin.
Sister Woman at our key.
Mm-hmm.
If I look at her,
Sister woman.
yeah, Sister Woman. Don't call her name.
Well, listen, there's a particular sister woman who came there by their body. Yeah, man, if you keep looking at her, you might end up there. And that I can understand, but just complimenting somebody, looking at their physical appearance,
Don't you notice
appreciating God's beauty, because God has designed and built the woman. Where's the harassment in that?
I had to go to court and testify for Darrell Miller.
Wow.
All right?
Wow.
After he ridiculed me. I misunderstand the law.
Mm-hmm.
All kind of things. I said, Darrell, listen to me. This law is the law of the devil. You notice I don't never look straight at the woman? Watch me from now on. Anytime there's a woman, I look at her sideways. Because they're making it an offense.
Yeah.
And the worst part about it is there is no law to prevent me from looking at the man. Certainly, if it's illegal to look at the woman, it should be illegal to look at people generally.
Yeah.
What you think?
Yeah.
Boy, I just love my Negro people. They go to the States, they go to Europe, they see the white people say things. They don't know why. Right? They come back and they put the same white people crime. It's white people who do sexual harassment.
You think so?
All over the United States. I've never seen so much sex taking place.
I believe the brothers
all over America.
The brothers got it worse, though.
Who brothers?
The brothers is something
None of my
else.
brothers is do sexual harassment.
The brothers is something else, boy.
Who brothers?
Black men,
Stop that.
we got it bad, Mr. Monka.
Listen.
We got it bad.
My spiritual advisor.
Seriously.
If you rap to a woman, that is not sexual harassment.
Yeah, when you say rap, what do you mean?
Honey,
Rapping is what it is. To
It's
me.
sexual harassment?
Yeah.
So how you
mean
can
you
how you-
rapping the woman? What are you trying to do?
So
you
how you
trying to you trying to win her?
So how you can like her?
Well, you
How you can get the woman to like you?
Rapping is different from having a conversation. When you rapping, you trying to convince
And that's
this woman.
sexual harassment?
Yeah, rapping.
So
is
how
strong.
you can get a woman?
You can speak with her, and
Well-
and date her, and speak with
boy.
her in a nice, decent way. But when you start rapping,
I glad I old.
you're throwing little things in there.
Because if I was young, I would just write her. Dear Susan, you look as sweet potato bread. Would that be
You see
harassment?
that? Yeah.
If the woman looked like sweet
that-
potato bread, can't a man say that?
I know, but that one, that little borderline.
Really?
Yeah, it is.
Listen,
You look sweet like sweet potato bread. Yeah,
Yeah.
man, that little borderline.
that's borderline. What if I said to her, woman, you look like sweet sapodilla, and on your cheek, sweet sapodilla juices flow.
Oh,
Would that be sexual harassment?
yeah, that little borderline too.
Oh, we in trouble. I suspect
You can't say that.
that these laws are sissy laws.
You think so?
Of course. I 61. How the heck, when in the world, if a man, how he's going to get a wife? How is he going to get a wife? How the woman going to know? Huh? It's stupid.
I guess.
You mean to tell me
Uh huh.
I can't look at a female?
Well, I guess the thing that becomes the way I'm thinking it becomes sexual harassment if it is something that is unwanted on the part of the other person.
So I look
You see what I'm
at the
saying?
woman, and what should she say to me if looking in her direction, right?
there
'Cause-
are a lot of females who I compliment from time to time, and they accept the compliment.
okay.
They don't think that I'm sexually harassing
But
them.
I'm talking about
you know.
looking now. The law says if you
Looking.
look at the woman.
No, that wrong.
If you look at the woman.
you have to look at people.
Anyway,
Yeah, that wrong. Right?
since
I don't agree with that. one.
minister are coming up with these new versions, I'm going to buy me a big shirt.
And we had this discussion before, as relates to marital rape. My conclusion, and I stand by this firmly, that I don't think a man can rape his wife, right? And the reason for that is because you made a very interesting point, Mr. Monkey. You sharp. Sex in marriage, it's a duty. You're entitled to that, both male and female. And 1 Corinthians chapter 7 explains it very, very clearly that when you get married, the male and the female, they give up the right to their body to one another. When you're single, you have the right to hold and withhold sex from anyone. As a matter of fact, single people should not be having sex. If you're outside the marriage covenant, you're not supposed to be having sex. That's fornication. If you're married, sex is always a go.
But let's-
it's a covenant relationship.
But let's
when it
go on
comes
the
to marriage.
premise that single people have a right to commit sin. All I'm saying...
I can't go with that one.
I know.
Yeah.
But we're now talking the law. The law does not prohibit single people
From having sex, yes.
who are not relatives and who are at the age of consent from engaging. Okay? Now, among themselves, they could do raping.
Right.
You follow my point?
Well, yeah.
But we now have single people, single activists, unsaved men and women attempting to influence the parliament to put rape on decent married people.
That's you gotta be careful with that
Now,
one.
if you work for a boss and the boss says to you, listen, love me or I will fire you. Now,
Yeah, that's
that
different. Yeah.
is
Yeah.
improper.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But if he does not say he's going to fire you, I used to be a boss one time, and the woman said she loved me. And I said to her, woman, I am so flattered, but my wife may beat me, so you better don't love me. All right? But it's amazing what they are doing as they attempt to develop. And what is interesting to note is I want this legislation to become retroactive because I know of a number of people in the FNM who committed a number of sins. But I just thought I'll poke fun at these Negroes as they attempt to bring into the society situations that they're not serious about. Because we know that notwithstanding an attempt by the FNM to present the image of political cleanness, there's a major scandal developing in the FNM where allegations has emerged that a sitting member in the governing party have been, doing little collecting. That's one of the allegations. What are they going to do? And then, of course, I want to know how the government could access the private account of a member of parliament, even in the midst of allegations of corruption without a court order. I just want to know how those things can happen. If we are arguing that we believe in the rule of law, I thought you had to get a court order. But anyway, these are my people, the Negro people, and every day I'm, coming to accept that many of them in political leadership are not only mediocre, they are mediocre, if I could coin that word. My spiritual advisor, is there anything that you want to add to this twist?
No, not at all. But I can tell you one thing, though. This candidate Dames did a job on this National Review, eh?
What has she
In
said?
its own way. You need to read this.
I've read it.
What she said about the Prime Minister. Interesting, Some of the points, I agree with her on some of these things.
Don't
some of the
forget-
points she's made. This is interesting.
Candia and I will agree on most things on minutes. Don't forget who me and her look up to. Candia looks up to Hubert Alexander Ingram. And I look up to Hubert Alexander Ingram. So she and I will always share Papa's position on Dr. Minnis. That's a fact. She and I. So I can't disagree with anything there, because she and I are both, when it comes to Mr. Ingram, and his position on a lot of the mediocrity and incompetence of our Prime Minister. We share the same thing. She's Papa girl, and I am Papa's man. Isn't that powerful?
Absolutely.
Very powerful. So it is so exciting, the politics here. As the fellows them say, they are pursuing a policy to stamp out corruption. When there has always been a history in this country of pork barrel politics, where the politicians, ain't safe nor sanctified, and if they are able to get a buck, like we have seen throughout the history of the FNM. But thank God, when Papa was in charge, all them Papa caught either getting party paid for them, Papa make them pay for it themselves. So we have to see what Minnis will do, because don't forget, whatever you think about Shane Gibson, he did look out for Dr. Minnis' daddy. Yeah, give him all the contract for the gas. Ah boy, this politics is so interesting. Ah boy, the politics is so interesting. But these are my Negro people, and I've learned how to laugh at them. This is Freedom March. It is the Integrity Corruption Commission. I'll be right back.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV Studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker. I'm joined in studio by a good citizen, my spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll. Bradley, welcome
Thank you.
back once again.
Thank you, Senator.
Well, today on Facebook, a former editor of the Nassau Guardian, the Freeport News, and of course, a press attaché, cultural officer in Washington, in the Bahamas Embassy, Oswald Brown. He wrote something and he tagged me. So I'm going to read it because Oswald Brown is a wonderful Negro author, writer, editor. He's a good journalist extraordinaire. And I like to watch how he do his journalism because sometimes I like to play journalism. So I'm going to read what he says. He was critical of my Haitian Bahamian brother, Fred Smith. And this is what Oswald wrote. I have just listened to Wendell Jones' interview with attorney Fred Smith on Love 97 issue of the day. And Fred sounded quite reasonable as far as what a lawyer should expect when he goes to see a client at the detention center. But did you notice that Fred kept referring to the detention center as a concentration camp? Trust me, I know Fred very well, and I'm convinced he conducted himself in a very vexing, confrontational manner during his discussions with those immigration officers. As I noted in another post, Fred has been on an ongoing crusade to destroy the good name of the Bahamas internationally, and that is why he had his videographer with him, because he was looking for a, quote, violent, end quote, confrontation to develop for him to use as, quote, evidence, end quote, for his next appearance before the OAS Human Rights Committee. As I mentioned in that earlier post, during my 4+ years as press, cultural affairs, and information manager at the Bahamas Embassy in Washington, D.C., which ended with the recent change of government in the Bahamas, Fred Smith and a group of his cohorts, under the guise of being human rights activists, conducted a relentless campaign to damage the good name of the Bahamas by using their connections to arrange for them to officially register their complaints before Inter-American Commission on Human Rights of the Organization of American States. Obviously, Mr. Smith is still hell-bent on damaging the Bahamas' reputation in the international arena. One has now got to question, what are his ulterior motives? I have some deep-seated suspicions based on the fact that his genealogical roots are deeply planted in Haiti, where the fermentation of violence as a way of life is an historical reality, and given the huge Haitian community, legal migrants and illegal immigrants in the Bahamas, I sincerely hope that what has crossed my mind is not true. Nonetheless, I think the powers that be in law enforcement in the Bahamas need to closely monitor Mr. Smith's activities. He and his group are seen in D.C. during their 2015 visits. Tout le monde haïtien. Map koune ou comprend les moi li document pour monsieur Oswald Brown. Ma besoin nous pour continuer la peace. Là où camper pour droite nous. Moi c'est haïtien, moi c'est Bahamian, and ma pas besoin haïtien ak Bahamian pour bataille. Vous comprenez? C'est vrai. Hello, welcome to Freedom Match. My spiritual advisor. Hello, welcome to Freedom Match.
Hello, Mr. Monka.
Sir,
Hey, you see how the PLP was praising the FNM today in the House Assembly?
they were?
Oh yeah, they say that's the best bill ever, and they agree with it totally, and that's the best thing moving forward for the Bahamas because we used to get downgraded, and the minister from Andres, he praised it. Plus, all the rest of the PLPs praise it. I think the FNM is the best party in the world, and they can always be the best. You're just jealous.
What was
What is that all about?
What was the Negro saying? Listen, I want you to be intelligent. Let me assure you, I'm not jealous. Don't forget, I'm a member of the FNM. I'm not jealous. Jealous of who? Jealous of who? A government. Goodness me, there's no jealousy. I have to be careful now. There's fire bomb my vehicle. So I gotta guard my tongue. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello? Hello?
The person's gone.
Hello? My spiritual advisor.
Yeah,
Do
sir.
we have some news here?
Yeah.
All right. Let's read a little bit of news. I'm reading from Bahama Press, and they were reporting a triple shooting. This time in the community of Yellow Elder, Major Road, last night. Two of the victims, according to Bahama Press, were rushed to the hospital via private vehicle, while the third victim was transported via ambulance. One of the victims was shot in the back and hip. A woman was also shot. She was shot in the leg. The third victim was transported by ambulance. That male's condition is still not known. However, we understand none of the injuries are life-threatening. They say crime is done. We say crime reporting is done. Well, that was in the constituency, I believe, of the Minister of National Security. Hello, welcome to Freedom Match.
Mr. Monka,
Sir,
how you doing? How you doing, man?
I'm fine, sir.
All right. Mr. Monka, I listened to that gentleman just now, right?
Right.
These people jealous of you, eh?
Well, I hope not.
He talking about if you jealous, right? Listen to me and Isaiah F&M.
Okay.
Listen to me. You see a lot of these people who play partisan politics. A spiritual advisor, what's happening?
Hey, what's happening,
A
man?
lot of these people who be playing partisan politics and party politics, right?
Yes.
They mind in the right groove, you know. See, let me tell you something, Mr. Monka. See, Travis Robertson, right, the member of parliament for Grand
Now, be careful now.
No, I
Don't-
know what I dealing with.
don't slander him.
He needs to address the nation. Okay, come on, your show, or address the nation, because there's a lot of things circulating on WhatsApp, and I think he needs to stand up and just talk, because normally when you catch members of parliament in trap, they normally come out and talk spiritual advisor. So I advising him.
He spoke already, you know.
He spoke. Well, I
He
didn't
spoke
know.
to the media, yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't follow it
Yeah,
up.
he spoke to
and
me,
he
yeah.
said there's what he said.
Those,
he said
the information is false.
it's false news.
Yeah, mhm.
Yeah, well, it's good to come out
Yeah, the
and
information
let
is
the
false.
Bahamian people them know things is false news. Now I
Yeah.
don't want to hear 3 and 4 days later, Mr. Monka,
Yes.
somebody else come out and say, well, this one asking me for money, because you know every time we say something spiritual advisor, 2 and 3 days later,
Yeah.
other persons just come out talking out their head. So right now, I can still hold his foot to the fire and still deal with certain things what I have to deal with. Mr. Monka,
So,
you have a good day, and God continue to bless you and spiritual advice.
Yes,
Enough
Minister,
respect,
appreciate
and
that.
keep strong.
Absolutely.
And when persons come dissing you, you tell them, Licky do mama.
repeat that 2 more times. I shall tell them,
Monster's
Nikito, a Negro lady who has a serious heart condition. These are hard economic times. And it's like if the FNM is developing a hog-hearted policy. I always thought that when the parties say that this time was the people's time, that there will be love and harmony. There will be jobs and plenty jobs. There will be health care and free health care for my people, the Negro people, who are fundamentally the underprivileged and the poor people. But this Negro leadership continues to, disappoint me. So, madam, I'm going to give you Dr. Dwayne Sands' number because I know what it is to be sick. I was sick, and I was sick bad. And one day, God had it that I met him at the red light, and I put a certain medical question to him. You know, we know how to beg, you know. He knew I was begging, and he said, come by me. And I went, and listened to me, the best I've ever felt. So I have confidence in his ability. Here is Dr. Dwayne Sands' private number. Dr. Sands, forgive me for giving it out, but I couldn't take the woman fear, you know, of dying. So here is his number. 424-7290. 424-7290. Dr. Dwayne Sands, I appeal to you publicly. I thank you for what you have done for me. Please do it for this woman. Please do it for her. I know you can do it. Do it for her. My spiritual advisor, what are you looking at? You're
This
looking
this
at
is an interesting story here.
with the Haitian lady?
Yeah.
She's a Bahamian.
What's the story here?
It
She
was a
says
pair.
Her brother's missing.
Yeah. Apparently, he was taken into custody,
Sometime back in September.
notwithstanding that they were able to produce certain documents. The authorities have acted grossly irresponsible. They will not provide any information. It's like missing. All right? If the man is in custody, you say he is in custody. One of the problems that we are faced with from a legal perspective is once you are taken into custody at age 21, the authorities are not required by law to provide any information on you. And that's the danger. But these Negroes who think it is the people's time, I keep telling them, when the PLP is in power, demand legal changes where the police and immigration and any law enforcement agency who takes a relative or a friend into custody, it should be mandated that the authorities reveal the whereabouts of that relative. But they ain't listen to me. They say, I eccentric, right? So therein lies a major fallacy in the law. People, listen to me. Demand from the politician that any relative or friend, regardless to their age, are held in lawful custody. The authorities, either the police station, the defense force, or custom or immigration, whoever is holding that citizen, you have to tell whoever comes checking. But y'all wouldn't listen. Y'all wouldn't listen. All right? I want y'all to become intelligent Negroes and stop demanding from politicians foolishness. You need a revolution in your criminal law, in your law governing arrest and custody. But y'all wouldn't listen to me. And you know, this firebomb me now. So slowly, I'm being intimidated. But for today, I shall tell it to you.
Let me ask a question. An immigration officer or officers in the execution of their duties, right? They pick up an individual who they may suspect of being an illegal immigrant or migrant, right? And the person can't identify themselves. What's the course of action as relates
Well, the
to
question is, what do you mean they can't identify themselves?
they don't have any ID on them.
Right.
They don't have no passport,
Right.
nothing to say who they are.
Right.
But they're picked up.
They're picked
Now,
up.
what's the process after that?
The process ought to be that having taken them into custody, whatever you suspect the crime is, you take them to the nearest court.
Oh,
All right? But we don't do that.
okay.
We don't do that. That is what Fred Smith is angry about. You arrest somebody. You can't arrest me unless you think I've committed an offense. Once you have concluded what the offense is, I should be taken to court. However, if it is a question as to whether or not I'm a citizen of the Bahamas and a relative or a friend shows up, with a Bahamian passport,
To identify you.
while that is not conclusive evidence of citizenship, it is evidence
Of ID?
of ID.
Right.
All
I
right?
always wonder about that. I wonder if
And
this may
that's
be
what it
the,
is.
I'm wondering if this may be the case here.
I don't know. I just think that the FNM fooled the Haitian. I was on Arawak Key the other night when a 28-year-old guy, he approached me and he said to me, I will ever be an FNM. And when he said that, I looked at him and I said, are you my people? He said, of course I am. You know how long I've been trying to get my citizenship? And the PLP wouldn't give it to me? But under the FNM, I got it. And I said to him, brother, what is your name? I shall not call his name. And he told me his name. And I said, go, my brother, I am Moncaire. And when you got time, you and I shall sit down
But
and
you're not a
talk.
Haitian, though. Why are you making people think that you're
I want
Haitian?
you to stop
Don't do that.
questioning what I say.
Yeah.
Parce que tout le monde yo connaît, tout le monde dit. Tout le monde croit ou c'est haïtien. Hein? Ou pas expliquer pour moi. Les moi dit moi c'est haïtien, m'a pas besoin nous pour expliquer parce que m'a fâché.
Don't forget now, sir.
Liquido mama. I don't want you to answer whether or not the Haitian people are my people.
Listen, we are
All right?
you know,
And the point that I'm making, don't get distracted.
I understand
the point
that.
that
I
I'm
understand
making
that.
is the 28-year-old man is extremely angry. And I've said to him, we shall meet. So I could sit him down and educate him. All right?
Yeah.
Spiritual advisor, laisse-moi dire, moi c'est haïtien, m'a pas besoin nous pour
But,
expliquer,
yeah.
pas dire ça.
Right.
Vous comprenez?
Oui, m'attendais.
Parce
Yeah, no
que,
problem.
attends, aujourd'hui, m'aller dans département Registrar General Office pour tout bagay. Bagay ça yo expliquer citizenship moi. M'a pas besoin nous pour dire ça.
Yeah.
Pas
yeah.
dire. Attends. Pas dire ça. Parce que m'a fâché. Cut this up, my see.
Amen.
Yes, man. I don't want you to, all right?
Ah, boy.
You know how many Haitian we
yeah,
got around
yeah,
here?
but you're missing my point completely. Anyhow, it is what it is. Listen, we got some text. Let me read some text,
Read text,
before we
man.
go to the second break.
Oh, read text.
Okay, here we go. Good evening, Mr. Monka. The right way to do this is to go and ask her parent. What are they talking about, Mr. Monka?
Yes,
You
they're
familiar with that?
referring to this situation with the young man. If the allegation, as I understand it, is she produced documents, right? And they have not released them. The problem is Fred Smith and them don't know how to get Haitian released. You hear me?
As intelligent as Fred Smith is?
Yeah, but they're not me. Janet Bosbeck arrested when she was Minister of Immigration, a Haitian woman.
Why are you bringing Janet Boswick's name
I'm
up?
giving you a story.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. And what happened?
She gave me the woman. I
She
confronted
released
her.
the woman to you?
I confronted her and I said, Janet Bosbeck, Madeline is my woman. And I demand the woman. No matter what sense Janet may have committed.
Lord,
Do you
what
know
is this?
she ordered the woman released to me?
Yeah, okay.
Lord, I thank Janet Bosbeck that when I showed up many years ago and I claimed the Haitian woman as my woman, I said to Janet, that woman is my woman. And I'm a Bahamian man, and that woman can't leave the country. Janet give me a whole woman.
Interesting.
They don't know how to do it.
Yeah, good day, Mr. Monka, Mr. Rowe. Mr. Monka, I'm sorry to hear what had happened to you and your family. But
thank
stay
you.
strong, trust God. This is one of the women from Abaco, and we love you. Mr. Monka,
Abaco.
yesterday your essay said was the end of Mr. Hubert Ingram era. So if that's the case, why did Minister bring him back on the campaign trail? So I wonder if he could win the election without Papa.
Listen, Papa is everything to the FNM.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Mr. Monka,
Yes, ma'am.
good evening.
Good evening, my love.
Good evening, spiritual advisor.
Hi, good evening. How you doing?
Spiritual advisor.
Hey.
You ready? Just have a lot of jokes with Monka.
Yeah, it's never a dull moment, eh?
That's right. You will keep up the good work.
Thank you so
Rizal,
much.
I thank
Okay.
you.
Another
I
call?
have to keep my contact with the Haitian people, you know, because I may have to hide in the bush. Tout le monde haïtien est-ce que vous connaissez gros rajea pour moi, pour cacher?
Spiritual advisor, please stop talking about crime. Every time you or the government, you all of the government, open the mouth about crime, fellas go on a shooting spree. Let the police do their job and let God be the judge. So what is she saying? It's a jinx whenever we talk about crime. God bless, gentlemen. Mr. Monica, I see Prime Minister Menace is backtracking on hanging.
Yep.
What do you think about that, Mr. Monica? Should we be scared?
Well, in August of 2016, Dr. Menace invited me to a crime conference in which he had senior members of the clergy, including the Lord Bishop of Nassau, Bahamas, Lige Bird. He had C.B. Moss and Dr. David Allen and Dr. B.J. Nodders sent certain officials from immigration and various government agency to the leader of the opposition, then as he was, Dr. Menace's meeting. But the only thing I got out of the deal, because early in the game, when I submitted to Menace that we have to hang murderers, he began to pussyfoot then. All right? And then I recognized that he was not serious, and I said this respectfully, when he named C.B. Moss and Dr. David Allen, respectively, to what he called a crime committee. They meet, they report. Thank God, at least I got a good lunch because Dr. Menace took us to one restaurant out there on the waterfront where there's cooked little food. But I knew then he was pussyfooting. And I warned the public about Dr. Menace's antics. But y'all say I was mad because I didn't get no nomination. And you were right. I was mad over that. And I decided, well, since Menace is going to be politically dishonest, I shall show him what kind of Negro I am.
That sounds like spite to me. Though,
It's
Mr.
not
Monica.
spite.
Yeah, that's what it sounds
No,
like.
my
you know?
spiritual advisor. If Menace
That's
does...
not good politics, though.
Listen to me.
You know what I mean? You move on from that and try to see
I
if
want
you
you
can
to listen to me.
contribute in a viable
I am
and responsible way
contributing
to the
every
Bahamas.
day.
Yes, I
Every
agree.
day.
I agree.
All right? Every day I'm contributing. One of my contribution is that the Auditor General has complained about the Defense Force. And I go back to
Yes.
history
Yes.
to show the country. Listen, you see what the Auditor General say? You better look at what he says because here is the Lorraine. It is the same way that when I return, I shall tell them about a politician who was firebombed. Because when they firebombed me, I said to myself, who else in the Bahamas did they throw a firebomb on? I tell that to you. Because as events occur in your country, you have to always look back into the history to see if there is a repeat. And there are constant repeat. And so Menace has to be criticized because Menace is Menace is turning out to be a man whose word you cannot accept because he flip-flop.
Yes,
See, I don't mind the Prime Minister flip-flopping if he's wearing
Flip-flops.
flip-flops.
Boy, Kenya Dames is really talking to the Prime Minister, boy.
Kenya-
This is interesting.
Well, Kanye will continue to sock him until Menace make sure.
Politically.
Until Menace make sure that Papa is pleased. And Papa ain't pleased. You hear me? I can't wait for Papa to come back.
Why wasn't you
on the 22nd of December?
Why wasn't you with him sent to the hill?
What hill?
Government Hill.
Papa don't need to go on no hill.
You don't think so?
No.
He'll add a good footnote to his career.
Nah, Papa don't need to be Governor General. No. Papa
Interesting.
don't need to be no Governor General.
Interesting.
Let's send whoever Minister wants.
C.A. Smith.
That's okay.
C.A. Smith. He's a
was
good man.
He was always in the lead.
He's a good man.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. This is
Absolutely.
Freedom March. We'll be right back after the break.
Do you have something to say to the senator? Call Freedom March at 323-7775. Toll free from anywhere in the Bahamas at 242-300-0045. Freedom March with Rodney Monker, only on ILTV. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV Studios, right here in beautiful Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker, and I'm joined in studio by my spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll. The Bahamas would have been even more beautiful if my Negro leaders could only keep law and order and encourage our people to turn away from the level of crime and gangsterism. I'm going to go to the phone, but after I come back, I'm going to look at Candia, her national review, because Dr. Minnis, who claimed that he was a proponent of capital punishment, if he could have spoken Haitian Creole, I would have said to him, Doctor, Umanti, Doctor, you lie. Prime Minister, Umanti ampil, parce que avant ou gen power, ou promise, le ou gen power, si moun yo mouri ou pan, but konya, ou change mind, no. Yeah, he promised he would hang, but now he got power. The Negro leader is flip-flopping.
Telephone.
Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Speak to me.
Yes, sir.
What's on your mind?
Turn your TV down.
Yes, can you hear me, sir?
Yes,
Turn
I
the TV
can.
down. Turn
I
the
can
TV
hear
down.
you.
Right, turn the TV down.
Listen,
Mr. Monker.
sir. Talk to me. Don't listen to the TV. Go ahead. Talk. Okay, you better
Go to another caller,
Go to
yeah.
another caller. And Roy, don't curse like that. That was horrible. I heard your obscenity. What kind of Negro man are you? Huh? Stop cursing. And cursing is a sin when done openly.
What was done in secret?
Well, if you curse in secret, it's just you.
Oh, man, you and God, eh? Listen, Sandy, your Commonwealth Bank number 700-300-5072 at Oakfield branch. We're trying to see if we can raise some funds to get you a new Jeep. And possibly, I'm thinking about getting you back to Black Village, man, Mr. Monka. All right? I think you would be a bit safer. That's your stumping ground, right? Is it?
I fled from darkness on the first fire.
Yeah, with the
Anyway.
Commonwealth Bank number 700-300-5072. Trying to raise some funds to replace your Jeep, Mr. Monka.
Well, I thank you, my
guess everybody
spiritual
could deposit
advisor.
if they would like. Absolutely. Absolutely.
In Candia National Review, if you look, the major caption is "in his own way." It is amazing how even there are times when you're, what it would be a kind word to say, that I have to agree with Candia Dames. And I want to look at how Minnis has reversed course. And it's amazing. There's nothing that the FNM said during the election. Now that they have power, I mean, you can't believe them. I mean, it's lie. Isn't there something say liars lie upon some fire?
Yeah, some little folktale song.
Some
I guess.
folktale.
Yeah.
I mean, everything is turning out to be a lie. And as Candia Dames rightly put it, that Minnis has a right to change his mind. But having changed his mind, he ought to offer the Bahamian people an explanation for doing it. As simple as that. A man could change his mind. Minnis might be going east and change his mind,
They decided to go west.
heading west for Foxhill. He's free to do that. But we know one thing. When he get west, he wouldn't find Fox Hill, nor would he find the Fox Hill girl.
Well, it all depends on
Who's
how
the
far
member of
east-
parliament?
It all depends on how far east he's gone. He may have gone as far east as the end of Yamakro and decided to go west.
Goodness me.
He'll find Fox on his way back.
Oh, spiritual advisor, you ain't safe. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello?
Hello.
Yes?
Yes, I'm holding on for Mr. Monker.
Speak. This is
Yes,
Monka.
sir.
Yes.
Mr. Monker.
Yes.
Man, listen here. This is my first time calling your show, man. I love your show. You're doing a great job.
I thank you. I thank you. Anything else you want to say?
Man, and I love when you just go off. Yes,
But
I love when you go off speaking in Creole. You multi-talented, bilingual.
Well, I'm trying. I'm showing off really, you know, because most of the things I say, I even don't know what I'm saying. Est-ce que vous c'est haïtien?
Ça passe, my friend.
Vous parlez créole mal. Là où dit ça passe, dit comme ça. Ça passe, mes amis. Vous comprenez? Voilà. Bye.
Naboule!
Yeah, you are Haitian. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Mr. Matka,
Yes, ma'am.
I want your spiritual advisor to read Judges 21 and 25.
Judges 21 and 25. My spiritual
Yes.
advisor.
And that is how Mr. Minis is running this country.
Go quickly to the scripture, my spiritual advisor.
Yes.
Okay.
Let him read that.
I thank you, my love.
Thank you.
My spiritual advisor.
I don't have my phone with the biblical app on it.
Goodness
That
of
phone is
mercy.
being
Don't you
charged.
know you're my spiritual advisor?
Yeah.
And when you come here,
Maybe I need to have a copy
come
of
with the full sword,
Yeah, the sword. I need to have the sword.
and the
yeah.
full armor
Yeah.
of the Lord.
My phone is charging now. I don't have the
This
Bible
is
app.
powerful. I have any
But I
more
will read
callers
it. I
before
will
I
read
start?
it.
Get your text, my spiritual advisor. Let me go, in the interest of time, this is what Candace says. As the realities of governance set in for those in charge of our affairs, the Free National Movement has had to walk back its positions multiple times. Another reminder to the electorate of the need to be wary of the various actions and pronouncements of those in opposition. Only recently, Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis suggested that he is not wrong for changing his mind on certain things. And then I'm going to skip capital punishment. As the Minnis administration reverses its positions in other instances, matters that the former opposition party, that's Minnis, when he was in opposition, once deemed priority items are not even discussed these days. You heard me? Not even discussed these days. All right? At the very least, there should be the certainty of sure punishment, and punishment which is appropriate to the crimes committed. That's what Minnis said in 2014. Now Minnis is turning out to have, I don't know how to say, he's pussyfooting. I think I'm going to come back to what Candace is saying, and I'm going to shout out some government high students of 1984. They're now all 50 years old, and they're having this big gala. So I'm shouting y'all out, but I'm going to throw lowness at y'all. You see, 1984 to now is 33 years ago, and I had y'all in for 33 years. In 1983, when I showed up at Government High, and I invited all of y'all to march out of the school and help C.C. Sweeting, y'all pussyfooted. Huh? Y'all thought that y'all was the real Government High, what the English established. But y'all were not the real Government High. And I beg y'all to come out. And only one student came out. Diallo Monker, who's deceased. He's the only one. Now, 33 years later, you see how y'all in my hand? So I'm throwing lowness at y'all. Lowness. Lowness. 33 years later, y'all would have added to your resume a political history of having come out in support of C.C. Sweeting, similar to the way how the students of Aaron Bailey came out in support of Dennis Nims and SNAP, the Student National Action Party of 1983. But I can do it for y'all. But, madam, don't get upset. Miss McGregor, when I spoke to you today, I said to myself, isn't God amazing? That class of 1984 who pussy-footed and didn't march out of the school. But anyway, you'll have a 50th anniversary. The class, the graduating class of 1984. But it's not personal. I'm really showing off, okay? Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Good evening, Mr. Monka.
Good evening, my dear.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome.
I'm calling to blast the MP for Baintown.
Goodness of mercy. Now be careful how you blast him because he was born on my birthday, November 30th.
Really, belated happy birthday.
And his pa and I went to school. So blast him, but not too hard, okay?
Okay, all right.
Go ahead.
Since the storm,
Yes.
he had the people in Baintown put all their rubbish on a property, or open property. And the people in Baintown are waiting to this day to have the garbage removed.
Where is this property located?
It's between Dumping Ground. It's on Dumping Ground Corner.
Dumping Ground Corner, where the
Yes.
Dirties is?
Pardon?
Is it Dumping Ground Corner where the Dirties chicken in the bag place is located?
Dumping Ground Corner on what? What's the next street?
Oh boy, the one behind Dumping Ground. What's the? I don't.
Okay, depending on which way you're going. If you are going west, right? That would be Three Piece Corner or Finlayson Street.
No.
And if you're going east, that would be Augusta Street.
Right, Augusta Street. Dumping
Augusta
Ground and
Street.
Augusta.
Okay. Now you know where the minister's father lives, Ambadar.
No, I don't.
You don't know Ambadar, who sell fruits and things like that?
Oh, that's his father?
No, that's not his daddy.
That's the Minister of
Services. Services daddy.
Oh, okay.
But I want you one more time to see if you can give me the correct location so that I can say to Travis that he should go and move the garbage if he has to put it in the back trunk of that brand new spankadocious
BMW
car that he's driving at taxpayers' expense.
Yes, it's Dumping. It's
Augusta Street.
Augusta Street. Yes.
Okay. I shall look into that. Okay.
It's an open lot. You can walk from Augusta Street to a Dumping Ground Corner.
Okay.
And it's an open lot, and man, is it this grace is a terrible sight.
I'm gonna ride there tomorrow to look at it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're going to take
You
some
do well.
pictures.
Yeah.
Fax him.
Okay. Travis, go quickly and move that garbage. I don't want to curse you out because me and your daddy went to school together and we were good friends. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Hello.
Sir.
Yes, Mr. Monka.
Sir, speak to me.
Yes, good afternoon. Yeah, Mr. Monka. I want the spiritual advisor. This is the second time caller. I want the spiritual advisor to read. I want him to read this portion of scripture in Matthew 5:48.
Matthew 5 and
I want
48.
him to, this is a quotation. I know the Prime Minister made a statement the other day that he is not perfect, and we as human beings, none of us is perfect.
Yes.
But still yet, in Matthew 5:48, if you don't want to really like to quote it.
Yeah. And it says, be perfect
therefore perfect
as your Heavenly Father is perfect.
Father, which is in heaven is perfect.
Right.
And I think that goes directly for a believer.
Yes.
Because, a sinner cannot be perfect.
No.
But, I just feel like, he made a statement. He said he's human and, he could fail. And I agree, but still yet, when you run in a country, you have to be very careful when you make certain statements, because people hold you to those, because the Bible said by our word we can be justified and by our word we can be condemned.
Wow.
So, Mr. Monka, you're doing a good job, sir. I just want you to continue. And also the spiritual advisor, my prayer with you and with your family, sir, and both of y'all continue to do a good work, and God bless y'all. Thank you, sir.
We thank you very much. My spiritual advisor, he speaks a positive scripture.
Yeah.
Anybody else on the phone? Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Spiritual advice, I don't know if you're going to have enough time to
but
read
listen,
text.
I just want to just clarify something, because if you look at the passage very carefully, it says
What passage?
that he just raised just now. It talks about that you may be children of your Father which is in heaven, for he maketh the sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and he sendeth the rain on the just and the unjust. For if you love them who love you, what reward you have? Do not even the publicans and the sinners do the same? And if you salute your brethren only, what more are you doing than others? Do not even the publicans do it? There's a message in this. That's why he's saying, be therefore perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect. Not that the Christian or the human being is perfect, but look at what God does when he shines his love on everyone. He doesn't discriminate. When the sun rises, it rises on people who are good and on those who are bad. When he sends the rain, it is sent on those who are good and those who are bad. So here's what the Christian has to do. When the Christian does the right thing, he has to do it to both the good and to those who do evil. Especially how you were placed in a situation where evil was done to you. As a Christian now, you need to return good and not evil. That's where the perfection comes in. We can never be perfect. I'm not perfect. I do sin from time to time, and so do you.
We all have
we
sinned.
all have sinned. Yeah. So
And
read
if
it.
we say,
Yeah.
if we say,
Yeah, we
that-
have no sin, we lie, and the truth is not in us. So when you
Amen.
read the Bible, check the context of it. It's
hello,
important.
welcome to Freedom March.
Good afternoon, Mr.
Hello. Goodness, we lost him. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Hello.
Yes, speak to me.
Senator, how you doing? How you doing, Senator and Essay? How y'all doing?
We're doing
fine.
great. We're doing great.
Yes, Senator, it's one or two issues I wanted to speak on. The issue what happened with your car, I can be honest with you. I mean, I may not agree with you on some of the issues you raise from time to time, but it never should be to a point where we come in to actually create violence and cause harm on each other. It's never that serious. I mean, everyone has the right to choose who
Yes.
they support or who they don't support, but we
Yes.
should never go to that point where we want to fight each other or hurt each other. That's wrong.
Yes,
I don't condone that, and whoever that person is, I hope that they are caught and charged with the fullest extent of the law.
I thank you.
Secondly, hold on, Senator. Secondly, I want to say a special shout out to my mother-in-law, Linda Moss, who's one of the women who watch your show every day. She
Linda
give me a hard
Moss.
time. She give me a hard time sometimes, but that's my mother-in-law, so I gotta love her.
Yes.
All right?
All right.
Yes, sir.
And I thank you for those kind words.
Yes, sir.
God bless you. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Evening.
Yes.
How are you?
All right.
How's the senator?
I'm fine.
How's the spiritual leader?
We're doing great. We're doing
I'm
great.
happy to see you all so beautiful today, and you're back on your stream again. You know that positive direction that everybody prayed and bring back your show again.
Thank you.
Uplift. So, sweetie, happy to just watch you all every day, and just the Bahamas who love you all until do that part.
Amen.
I love you all. I love
We
Ireland.
love you too. Thank you,
God
sweetie.
continue to bless you all.
Okay, sweetie. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Good afternoon, Mr. Munker.
Good afternoon, my love.
And good afternoon to Spiritual Advisor.
Yes, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine. Y'all doing an excellent job.
Thank you.
Mr. Munker, I have one problem concern.
Okay.
On Cowpen Road,
Yes.
they are trying to, they're keeping that clean.
Okay.
Mr. Munker, if they clean it today, when you go back tomorrow, they get mattress, they get
Okay.
bureau. Mr. Munker, I am so tired of seeing Cowpen Road like that. The people need to stop throwing their garbage on the road. They're doing a good job keeping the road, the streets clean.
Is there a place that the people could put things? Because if they do have rubbish, one of the best places to put the rubbish is out front so the authorities can have them moved. Is there any designated spot?
But that would be bulk waste.
Munker, it's on the side of the street. That's
Okay.
where they throw these things,
Yeah.
on the side of the street. They get clean today, but Mr. Munker, when you
Yeah.
pass tomorrow,
Yes.
why they have to do that?
But listen to me. Let's see if the baby pampers is silly. Let's not row over that. We have to find a way to clean the baby and put on new pampers. So I'm asking you. You may not be able to answer me now. Look around, see if you see a nice place so that I can tell everybody on Cowpen Road where to put the rubbish.
Yeah, but if you do that, though, that's going to create a problem.
My brother,
All
they
right?
have rubbish.
Yeah, but then we have to speak with Frankie Campbell about that so that he could provide a bin for that rubbish.
Yes,
placed
but
in.
that's the point.
And then the government or whoever it is has to pay for that. So we got to contact the MP first before you could do that.
Yes, but in the
'Cause-
meantime, the people have rubbish, and she said they're putting it up front.
Yes, caller, I have
Okay.
the same problem. I have an area that I keep cleaning for the government, and the area that I keep cleaning, I have the same problem with once I clean it, like the following day or two,
Put container there then.
dump their mattress and bed head and so on and so forth.
We got your point,
But
my
the MP
dear.
will deal with that.
I shall
Okay,
try.
Mr. Monica, I'd like
Yeah.
to send a shout out to my grandson who is celebrating his birthday today.
Wow.
The
Goodness
Nero
me.
Moxie. It's coming from his grandmother Brenda and all of his siblings. Also to my sister, she's one of the women there,
Oh, praise the
Eleanor.
Lord.
She listened to you every evening, Mr. Monica.
She must be a blessed woman. I thank you. And today is a good friend of mine's birthday, David Bennett Johnson of Big Pond. David is 58. He sings the national anthem of the woman dam. David, have a happy birthday. And listen, tomorrow, if I make it, I shall buy you a good cup of coffee.
I have two very important announcements I want to make.
Yes.
To the St. Barnabas constituency, your MP, Sheldon Cartwright, sends a message. It says the St. Barnabas Christmas Ecumenical Service is scheduled to be held Monday, December the 18th, 2017, 7:30 p.m. at First Baptist Church, Market Street, The Grove. St. Barnabas Christmas Ecumenical Service. Looking forward to celebrating the festive season with the constituents, giving God thanks for his mercy and grace. Come, let us follow the King. That's the Honorable Shannon Dawn E. Cartwright, Member of Parliament for St. Barnabas. I think he's doing an excellent job in St. Barnabas. This is one MP I think deserves a raise.
Well, all I can say is when they
I
fire,
believe he deserves a raise. He's doing an excellent job.
when they fire
in
Bombay,
St. Barnabas.
he was the first member of the parliament to call me.
Next announcement this year.
You have a second announcement?
Yeah,
What
this
is
is very important. It says the M&R Productions presents Compa Fest 2017, powered by Alive, a celebration of Haitian music.
Oh! Tout le monde haïtien!
Compa Fest 2017. Finish read that. Mr.
Est-ce que vous connaissez Kampa Festival Haïtien? Décembre 10,
Décembre.
16.
This is?
Non. 1, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 décembre. Ma besoin tout le monde haïtien pour aller dans Alive. Kampa Festival 2017.
Yeah.
And who knows, I may come
Read it.
to it. All right? So
It's a celebration
It is a celebration
of music and dance,
of
right?
music and dance, and I haven't done a Haitian merengue in a long time. I could, a Haitian merengue, and have me a wonderful. Hello, welcome to welcome to Freedom March.
Good afternoon, Mr. Monka. You and your spiritual advisor.
Yes, good afternoon. How you doing?
Yeah, first time called the show, and I'm calling from the beautiful island of the Pink Sand Beach. You have a lot of the men here.
This is Harbour Island?
I'm from Harbour Island, man. I'm the cousin of the Iceman.
Okay. Tell the
You got
Iceman
a
I
lot
soon
of-
come down.
You got a lot of the women from here, man. You need to come on the weekend and jump on that fast ferry and let's have a march, man.
Okay. I think I'm going to come down.
Yeah, we're so sorry for what happened to you, but yeah, just come. You know how we have island people go. We treat our visitors good.
Listen, I'm coming down. I'm going to surprise y'all. Okay?
Okay. A lot of the men and the women are be waiting on you.
I thank you very much, Harbour Island. Anybody else? Because the clock is running. Hello?
Uncle.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, listen, the caller that called Cowpen Road situation.
Yes.
There's no designated area like you kept asking her.
Right.
There's no spot to put no, like door like a authorized area for dumping. There's a sidewalk on one side.
Yes.
And there are residential homes on the other side and little bush in between.
Right.
So they use the bushes in between. I live down in this area, so I know what she's talking about.
Okay.
And listen, you talking about doing this Haitian dance. We can see you do the soca for your birthday, so we would like to see you do this.
Listen, I need a Haitian damsel to danser ak chanter pour moi.
Okay, spiritual advisor. How you?
Hey, how you doing? You all right?
Yes, dear. Okay.
Good,
Do well, my love.
Bye.
Listen, the venue.
Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello? Answer me.
Mr. Munker?
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you today?
Listen, I feel better than yesterday.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
I call you to find out if you want me to order you a horse and carriage for Christmas.
Wow.
To get around Nassau.
Listen, the Humane Society might not be pleased with that, because if I jump on that horse, I'm going to say, giddy up, giddy up. Okay?
Okay.
But, you could contribute to our little funds. Okay? 700.
I would contribute $100.
God bless you. 700-300-5072 at Oaksville Commonwealth Bank.
Okay.
We'll keep saying it tomorrow. Thank you very much, and God bless you, eh?
God save the Queen.
Listen, God save the Queen. God save the Queen. Hello? At 38 seconds to go. Is she there? Hello?
Hello?
Speak quickly, because the clock is running out.
Hello?
Speak quickly, because the clock...
Mr. Monken, spiritual advisor.
Hey,
yes.
how you doing?
This is one of the man them from Crooked Island.
Wow!
Welcome, Crooked Island.
Call me back tomorrow.
You do a great work. God bless you and my brother and the fellow you from Crooked Island, from Brown, Crooked Island.
Call me back tomorrow, Crooked Island. God save the Queen. God save
the gracious Queen.
Amen.
Until tomorrow.
My Negro people.
Good night.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.